Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be planting up my comfrey. I transported or repotted my comfrey from New York, brought it with me here to North Carolina, and I didn't know what to do with it. I haven't known what to do with it until now. One of the things, as you've already seen, is I've made a bit of a raised bed using some old edging that I've basically put on top of the ground, filled with cardboard and then some store-bought soil. Comfrey, well, the type of comfrey I have is called Block 14. It's Russian Block 14. I'm not sure if I'll put the proper link there, and I'll also put a link to the Wikipedia article that discusses it below. I'll also talk about it. When I took it up in New York, I had 3 plants. Today I'll be planting more than that because many of the plants broke apart. They were just roots, or apparently that's Russian Block 14 does not spread via seed. It's a sterile plant, so it'll produce flowers, but it'll never germinate into seed. The way to propagate it is by root cuttings. So when I broke it up in New York, I was rough with it. I just took bits and bobs and I stuck it into the ground. And I don't know if you can see, but I do have some of the plant is already starting to come back alive. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna plant some of that up today, give it more of a proper home, get that all situated. And then, now here's a root that nothing happened to. So in that case, that goes right into the compost pile. That'll rot down. Other clumps or other pieces, again, even though I was rough with it, it grows from root cuttings, and apparently you can be quite rough with it. They've grown into quite, again, I don't know if you can see all of that. Yeah, again, I don't know if you can see it, broken off root there, broken off root there. Fresh green growth there. One of the nice things about comfrey, and this may not be its permanent home, or at least this comfrey, is that it has very long and deep roots, taproots, which is good for breaking up the soil. And as I've mentioned before, the soil around here is quite not compact, but very, very strong with the clay. All right, so this one we're going to take, and you know, I'm no expert on comfrey. You can go find other experts on the interwebs. And here's one. Oh, geez, this one's pretty mangled, pretty destroyed, but still growing, so it gets a home. And comfrey is very much a weed, or considered a weed, I believe, in many places. So that pot's done. Now, I think some of the soil is going to go into the compost bin. I'm going to sprinkle some of that in there, fill that up in there. Let's get the next one out. Old paper towel that I used to keep the soil from spilling out of the bottom of the pot. That can go into the compost pile. Put that there, break this apart. Oh yeah. This one's growing quite vigorously and it has new shoots coming up. Let me see if I can show that to you. So again, broken root. This main root here is pretty much destroyed, but there was enough of it that it could start sprouting up new roots. Again, I don't know if you can see all that. New roots and obviously new shoots and growth. So if I wanted to, I could divide this up more, but for now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick off some of that dead stuff. I'm going to just pot these up or stick them in there, my new temporary raised bed. There we go. There we go. And I'm going to let these grow for a year or so and backfill some of that dirt. And then at some point in the future, as the garden gets more established, I will probably turn around and make an actual pretty, let's say 6 or 8 foot long, 2-3 foot deep row of comfrey plants. Now comfrey can be used for many things, and I'll get into that in a second. I just want to get this, I believe this is the last one. Yep, this is the last plant. Get the last plant planted. There we go. Get those roots tucked in. And when I took these up in New York, like I said, I was very abusive with them, and I gave them no real special care. And I'm not doing much of special care here other than giving them fresh soil. And I place them on top of the grass. The grass beneath this will obviously die. This is about 6 inches deep. That's good. Okay. So let's get talking about the benefits of comfrey. Okay, so now some of the benefits of comfrey and why I plant comfrey. I decided to start planting comfrey a few years back, and if you go back and look at my old videos, I can't remember which one it is, but if I do find it, I'll link it here. And I discussed why I was planting it. One of the reasons was I was watching Gardener's World, as I mentioned before, big fan of it, link below. And Monty Don, the lead gardener presenter on that show, he turned around and he made fertilizer out of the comfrey. Fertilizer out of a plant. No idea. So again, new to gardening, totally clueless, no idea. Apparently there's a bunch of plants you can do that with. You can make fertilizer, a bunch of different plants. I decided to go get comfrey. I got some comfrey off the interwebs. I learned a little about the whole Russian block thing. I brought what I had with me from New York, and today you saw me plant it up. Yay. I got my bed planted, and I'm going to definitely replant and change this up. And again, as I said previously in this video, I'm prattling on. I will probably at some point make it bed. They have large leaves, and those leaves can be used to, you can take them, cut them up, put them into a jug, make fertilizer out of it. I will talk about that at some point later down the road, probably in the early mid-spring when I go to make fertilizer out of it. It grows very fast. It's like, it is a weed, I believe, in many places, but it has also a lovely purple flower on it on a long stem that's fairly nice and attractive. I'll again put maybe pictures of that up here. So, and if we jump over to Wikipedia and look at that really quick, there are many different types of species. Here it is, Russian comfrey blocking 14 was developed in the 1950s. So it's essentially a sterile plant, and if you want to propagate, you have to take cuttings from the roots. They give more technical terms. So essentially, I tore my plant up by accident and on purpose a little bit, stuck them all in pots, moved them with me. You saw a bunch grow. So I started off with 3 plants, and today I'm looking at least 6. So 6 plants from 3. And as time goes on, I will propagate that more. And eventually, who knows, hopefully I'll have a whole bed of comfrey. It'll be a lovely side border to something. So you can throw it in your compost pile. It adds a lot of nitrogen to the compost pile. It's very good for that. You can also turn around and make fertilizer out of it. That's good. There's also people who turn around and say they use it as toilet paper. Although you have to be careful because it has hairs on it, and if you wipe in the wrong direction, those hairs get stuck in your bottom. Okay. Apparently you can also use it for folk medicine. I don't know anything about that. If you want to research more of that, please go read the Wikipedia article, look into that. In 2001, the USDA banned or issued a ban on comfrey products marketed for internal use and a warning label for those intended for external use. Apparently it has something to do with liver failure or something. Again, go read those things below. I am not an expert at this, and nor did I do much research other than pulling out my phone. That's all I have to say for today. Quick video. Comfrey, I planted mine. I got it growing. If you don't have some, maybe you should add some to your garden. It's a very hardy and robust plant, as you've seen. And that's about it for today. I got a bunch more stuff coming tomorrow, so stay tuned, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye. Hey, real quick, forgot to mention, I don't know how this slipped my mind, but if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Click the subscribe button, click the like button below if you like this video, or the thumbs down button if you didn't like this video. Also, please feel free to leave comments on anything you see me doing or anything you want to share with the very small community that's here. Hopefully the community grows. Tell your friends, families, neighbors. If you're not following me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. And I think that about covers it now. I'll see you later. Bye.